Los nervios al entrar al estadio que hacen que te sientas vivo.
Los músculos se tensan y la adrenalina se expande por todo tu cuerpo. Sé lo que sientes al dejarte la voz, el alma y la piel por los tuyos.
La euforia en cada jugada.
Sé lo que sientes en cada partido, porque yo siento lo mismo.
Somos uno.
Celebremos juntos que cumples 24 años.
Hello and namaste to all of you watching this show today. Today is going to be a special day because we have here guests from different parts of the world. As you guys know, we try to invite fellow Madridistas from all over the world. And yeah, we are back again as Real Madrid take on Espanyol in the La Liga. As you guys know, Real Madrid are currently in top form in La Liga. Let's not talk about the disappointment in midweek losing against Sheriff. That was a bit hard to take for all of us. And we'll talk about that match a little bit today, as well as we'll look forward to talk about the game that is upcoming, which is against Espanyol in La Liga. I'm sure Real Madrid will definitely look to maintain their form as well as go grab that 3 points against a tricky opponent. Espanyol can be tricky. So we'll talk about that match as well with our fellow Madridistas from around the world. So quick note, we'll be popping up some quiz question which you can answer at the end of the show, and you guys can get a chance to win the top of 200 rupees at the end of the show. So please stick till the end and we'll throw that questions to you and you guys can have a go at it and then win the 200 rupees voucher that we are offering. So let's begin the show. Our first guest is all the way from India. I would like to welcome Dhenuka here. Dhenuka, welcome to our broadcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm very excited.
Thank you for joining us, Dhenuka. So yes, Real Madrid is playing today. So what was your take on the last match? Yeah, last match was a little bit disappointing, losing against Sheriff, the new boys in town. It was a good match for Real Madrid's perspective because there was a lot of shots on target. It was a good attacking play, but the result was not in favor of Real Madrid. How did you watch that game? Were you disappointed with the result at the end?
I was disappointed for sure because it was just so frustrating. There were chances and we just didn't finish, and they were not. I mean, of course, Sheriff played well, but and I think there was some element of complacency that got in because we got off to such a great start in the league, and we sort of scraped by with the Milan game as well, with the Inter game as well. So I think somewhere that complacency had set in, and I'm disappointed in the way we didn't finish our chances in that match. But I'm also glad that it happened at this stage because I think we are not in that bad of a position in the Champions League, and we are still good. We are the leaders in La Liga. So I think it was the right time for a good wake up call. So in that sense,
Yeah.
I'm not disappointed. I thought it came at the right time, but that night for us, that match, it was very frustrating just to see us not finish, not take those chances that came our way.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I think we wasted a lot of chances, especially just before conceding that equalizer. You look at you, which has had a great opportunity to give us the lead, but it was not to happen. I think Serif keeper put on a man of the match performance as well. So hats off to him. So thank you so much for joining. So we'd like to start with your fan story. How did you come to support the best club in the world, that is Real Madrid? We'd love to hear your journey as a Real Madrid fan.
yeah, so I've been supporting Real Madrid for a while now. It began, I think, somewhere around the 1998 World Cup, and I became a Spain fan because we had that screening on our televisions, airing on our televisions. So I became a fan then, and then seeing all the players there, and then eventually get back to sort of the whole Galactico era which happened after that. So it was very difficult getting matches on our television screens at that point. So I always tell people that my start as a Real Madrid fan would be around 2000ish, because that's when we started getting some matches, not all of them. But yeah, that's how I started. I became a Real Madrid fan. Raul is my favorite player, and well, all-time favorite player. He's not playing anymore. But seeing that whole era of Raul, Zidane, R9, Ronaldo, and Figo, the entire Carlos, and the entire Galactico era, and then following through, I just never stopped. So players came and went, but Real Madrid stayed.
Yeah, exactly. I think you pretty much, speak for all of us when you say like players come and go, but Real Madrid is there forever. So thank you so much for joining us, Sam. Absolute pleasure to have you here. Obviously, we'll talk about a little bit more in upcoming sessions as well. So thank you so much for
Sure.
joining, Dhenuka. Thank you. So let's welcome our another guest. She is all the way from Bangladesh as well. It's my pleasure to welcome Anika Imam here. Anika, welcome to our broadcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me in this show. It's a very great honor. And
Yeah, the pleasure, in fact, is all ours. Thank you for accepting our invitation to be here and to be able to, interact with Nepalese people. It's our great pleasure. So thank you so much for being here. So yeah, it's a Real Madrid match day, which is always exciting. So are you looking forward to the game? And especially talking about the last game, were you a little bit disappointed with the result that we couldn't win against Sarek?
yeah, I was really disappointed because that was pretty much our main starting 11. If I say, like, not really, if we just remove Modric and Cruz, but it was a strong starting 11. We could do great, and since it was Sheriff, but and something was in my mind that yeah, we might lose if we don't take this match seriously. And I think we're very unlucky because we had a lot of shots on target, and obviously the Sheriff goalkeeper had a very great match. He just played his life, the game of his life, obviously. And we were so unlucky. I was so frustrated. Like, if we did very bad at that moment, like we are not attacking or doing anything, that will be a thing, but we are doing our best, and mainly the attack. And even Jovic had some chances and he missed it, and it was like a whole thing of, I was so frustrated at that moment. And obviously our defense, I don't know what happened. And
Yeah.
I just expected at least this match we will win with a very, like a very great goal margin, like at least 3-0, 4-0 or something. Since it was Sheriff. And then,
Yeah.
I, okay, then when we considered the second and last one, I think I was just like, I'm sorry, but it was very, it was very frustrating for me. And I just turned off the TV. I was like, yeah, we are losing. That's it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that was pretty much the mood of every
yeah,
Madridista watching that game, because especially considering at the end of the game, it's always frustrating, and that match was one of those games, where you could have like a hundred of shots, but it wouldn't just go in. Some of those matches, and it was good because it was just early in the season. So yeah, I'd like to hear your fan story as well. Like, how did you started supporting Real Madrid? So our viewers, I think, obviously would love to hear how you started supporting Madrid.
I think I am one of the youngest supporter in our country fan club, because I started supporting Real Madrid since 2011. And because I have two elder brothers, and they're more into football. Like, when uh, I was growing and growing, I saw them watching football matches every day since my uh, two brothers are EPL fan, but they also supported Zidane, and I saw my big brother idolizing Zidane, and and basically I'm into football is because of Kaka, and it's pretty obvious if you like start watching football from 2008, 9, 10, obviously, and like I was a very I mean, I'm the biggest fan of him, and I started. I saw him in 2010, and it was a very heartbreaking after the red card incident. And I asked my brother that how can I see him more? Like I can't wait to see him like every 4 years. And I just asked him, and my brother told me about the club football things, and I got to know about Real Madrid, and then I started supporting, and that team was like that was a whole exciting season, like that was like a goal fest. And
Yeah.
then I decided, yeah, that's the right team, because I fall in love with every player that time. And then I'm a
Real
Madridista
Madrid.
since then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. We do have something in common. I did watch the first game of Zidane. There was the red card in the World Cup. That was in back in 2006. It used to be the only match that used to be broadcasted in our area because our area was really remote, and that was one of those games that I had to watch Zidane. And then since then, I started following Real Madrid as well. So yeah, we are getting into the exciting part because I can see a lot of comments already popping up in our comment section. So the first comment that I can see is from Anonymous. So the club sees he or she is saying the club is still on transition phase. We are improving and still not a perfect team. Right back and center back is the most in next window. Is saying. So how much do you agree with this statement, Denuka?
I agree 100% because um, so we were winning, and in La Liga especially, most teams got off to a very shaky start. So our defense was not, it didn't come up as much because we were winning, or we didn't, or because of how we started the season. But it is very apparent that we are struggling with our defense. We definitely need. We don't have replacements for the two centre backs that left us this season. Varane and Ramos, two very strong centre backs. So we don't have anyone there. We do have Alaba, whom we signed as a replacement, but he's obviously going to take some time. And Militao has potential, etc. But he does have his moments, and like the person said, we are still in transition phase. So it's very important to actually bolster the defense because our right back situation is alarming. It is catastrophic. One Carvajal out, and we are struggling. We're struggling really badly because we've tried every single experimentation possible, combination possible, and we're not there. So right back is a huge concern, and going in, we will have injuries. You have to anticipate injuries. Our bench strength is not the greatest. So I shouldn't even say greatest. Our bench strength, we don't have uh, good bench strength. So I think bolstering the defense is a priority. Um, Even now, even with the left back situation, we have Mondi who is injured. So, uh, it's a lot of pressure on someone as young as Miguel. You can't expect him to be like, be the star each time. And how will he learn? So, there's a lot of pressure, I feel, on the defense, especially. We definitely need to bolster our defense. It's a huge, huge concern for me.
Yeah, would you like to add on, Anika? Do you think we really need center back and right back at this moment because Carvajal seems to be like really suffering with constant injuries because he comes in and then he plays like two, three brilliant matches, and then after he is like injured and then he's out for another 2 months, and then we only have Lucas Vasquez as our backup. And also in center back, if Alaba or Nacho or Militao, one of those guys who are starting constantly are injured, we are left with Vallejo or anyone from the Castilla. Do you have any player in mind that would fit perfectly for right back or center back position that you are looking forward to have that player in Real Madrid squad like in
I
upcoming run?
will I will say Akraf Hakimi a million times, and when he left us, I really I got heartbroken because he was the perfect replacement of Carvajal, and we know that Carvajal's injury is not a new thing. Okay, he's been injured every season and a very long time. And when I saw that Hakimi leaving, I didn't feel right because I wanted him to stay and be the be a part of us. And he's a really good player. If you think and if you see his performance, I think we know how much good player he is. And I really wanted him to stay, but since he left us, and right now, if I had an option to choose anyone, I would still choose Hakimi, like a million times. And like about center back, I don't know if we. I don't have any center back in my mind, but I just want uh, Real Madrid uh, buy a center back is like more like who is more like Alaba. I mean, who can do great in big matches, obviously, because uh, if we think about Delete, it will be a very competition because Delete is right now one of the most youngest center back. Like he's one of the most good, like basic youngest center back. So it will be a very much competition thing. I don't know what will we do, but we really need a right back and a center back because we are playing with a backup center back. If you just think, if Alaba gets injured, we have to play with Militao and Nacho. These two were our backup center back. We had to use them for our injuries last season, and
Yeah.
we the two best center backs, like not in Madrid, in whole football, like one of two best center back has left us in the same window. And I when I like we're all were like more excited about Mbappe this transfer season. I wanted a center back from the very start of the season because we can see clearly that how much we can suffer. Alaba can really, like, you can't pressurize him in every matches, and he can't like back, uh, back up the mistakes every time. Okay, and that's it. And I just hope Militao he will do great, but yeah, you can't really expect someone to perform good in every matches. But I think Militao will improve if he gets much, uh, much experience or
experience.
something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Of
this is
course,
an
he is
interesting thing because I think Hakimi is a great player. He's a really good player, but I don't know if he'll fill in the Carvajal void at Real Madrid because he's not really uh, a full back. Right? He's not like he doesn't play like Carvajal. He, at least with Dortmund, he was playing more in the midfielderish way, like like he attacks and he's one of those. He's not like a core defender. So of course, no doubt, he's a good player. He's really good, and we've they signed him for that amount for a reason. PSG signed him for that reason. But I think Real Madrid's problem, to solve Real Madrid's problem, it's a conundrum. I think we have the best in Carvajal right now, and it's really unfortunate that he is injured. So it's such a tricky situation. So and I'm not saying that there's any other replacement for this. So bolstering the, like you said, bolstering the center back option is definitely doable, right? So we can
yeah,
get like Pau Torres or there are options at least for center backs. But the right back conundrum is a little tricky to solve for the way. Like, which right back in the world would you sign right now as a replacement, like a proper
yeah,
replacement for Carvajal, right?
yeah.
So,
There are
yeah,
not many around. Yeah, especially when you talk about Hakimi, he is in contract with PSG. But there has been few news that Pedro Porro,
he
who
wants to.
was initially in like playing in Spanish league, he is currently in Sporting. He is considered as a possible second like backup player for Carvajal, which could be a good thing because he is currently playing well. But yeah, as you said, it's a really tricky position. So yeah, let's move on to the next discussion topic. We have here another comment from Bobby Sportel. He's saying, seeing current situation of FCB, which is Football Club Barcelona, and Athletic Madrid winning every game at last minute. Obviously, they have won a lot of games this season at very end time, especially last match they won against AC Milan was also in injury time. So, do you think we can win La Liga this season? Denuka, what's your opinion on that? Do you think we have good enough squad to at least win La Liga this season?
I think La Liga is doable this time because I think Barca is including all said and done. They are, I mean, even after yesterday's game, if you saw versus Atletico, I know that they do get those late goals in, and especially after last season when we were trailing, I think, 10 points behind Atletico at one point, and we still managed to close the gap. And at one point, I think 3 matches to go or something, we topped the table. So it's too early to say any of that, but I do think that more than the Champions League, I think we have a realistic chance of winning La Liga this time around because Madrid has been consistently doing well. Real has been doing well consistently with a few off matches, but it's not so. They are off to a shaky start, I would say, than Real. So I think we have a good chance of winning La Liga.
Yeah, of course, looking at the current form, I think no one can say that we are not in the pole position to win La Liga. But there has been like some circumstances where we have started brightly but ended up losing, especially in Carlos' second season. We were off to a flyer after signing James Rodriguez and Kroos,
Yeah.
whatnot. We were in pole position to win La Liga, but after in the second half of the season, we couldn't maintain that form. So yeah, let's see what happens, and obviously, let's believe that we are going to win our 35th La Liga title this season. Thank you so much for your answer. So, Anika, do you think Real Madrid have good enough squad in order to win, maybe say Champions League or Copa del Rey, or we haven't won Copa del Rey since 2014, which was a long time ago. It wasn't like Carlo Ancelotti's first season as well that we managed to win Copa del Rey as well. Do you think this season we have good enough chances to win two, maybe three trophies? What do you think about the current squad? Do you think we have good enough squad to win trophies this season?
If we really compare this squad like versus Atletico Madrid, they have the best chances to win the league. But as we saw them playing, they were not playing the way they should play with that squad because they have signed many great players like Rodrigo De Paul, Acuna maybe, and some other player, and they already had a very great season, very great squad, and they have right now Suarez, Griezmann, like one of the one of the two best uh, at the king football of La Liga, but they were not doing that good in the first games, like first 3 or 5 games, as we saw, and we did great. At least when Carlo came, I just knew that I think we are gonna concede a lot, but yeah, we are gonna score a lot too, and that what we saw in the first 3 or 4 games. So I am like, I'm still like, still I think that we can win La Liga because if we do improve our defense a little bit more, I don't think we'll do a very great with this defense, but I think Carlo is trying to improve that defense system. And since Carvajal is injured, we have to find who is the best option for the backup right back right now. So Carlo is like switching the position of the defenders to see what is best for the game. So also Cruz has came. So I think we have the potential to win. I do. Our squad is not the best in La Liga, but yeah, we're Real Madrid. Like if we think and if we believe, yeah, obviously we can.
Yeah, obviously there is always belief when it's Real Madrid. So yeah, let's move on to our next question that I'm seeing here. Sorry. Yeah, it's from Nepal Raju. So he's saying Vallejo to be given some minutes after 70. So, what's your opinion in that, Dhenuka? Sorry.
Um, yeah, I I believe he will come on because we don't have anyone else. So, or I mean, it's tricky. I don't know if he'll come on today because he also doesn't have the greatest track record with injuries. So he hasn't had a lot of match experience. So I don't know how much. So to me, this is a high stakes match for Carlo because coming off of a draw and a defeat, I think he will go with a very stable sort of 11 for this one. So depending on how that goes, now all of that can go awry, haywire, and so after the 70th minute, if you don't have anything to lose, there's no other option. Bring him on. But other than that, I don't see him coming on as like strategically. That's my take. Avinash, you're on mute.
You are muted.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Yeah, because Valeo is the only player that we currently have as backup. Because if any of those Mendy is about to come in as well. He's also considered as a centre back. So that's been in the news that Carlo might try him as a centre back as well. But Valeo is a genuine backup that we currently have for our squad as well. So yeah, as you said, it's one of the good things that we give him minutes, some experience, so that if necessary, we can just step in and then fill that gap. So yeah, I'm seeing another comment here as well. So we are seeing that we have problem in pressing. So do you see any sort of improvement upcoming? So I would like to put this question to Anika. Anika, do you think there is a solution for our current problem, which is seems to be pressing? And also, Tony Cruz is back in our squad as well. Do you think he will make our team better?
Yeah, obviously, like it's a normal for him. Like whatever Tony does is very normal for him. Like it may look very great for performance to us and the other fans, but he just what we're saying that we're just missing something. It's like the heart of a team, and the midfield is the heart of our team. Okay, so when we see Tony and Modric pairing up and playing for the team, obviously it will do a very great match. I think we expect that it will be a very great match, and also I just want to say that it's not only about pressing. We were missing some long balls too. Like we saw the free kicks and the corners were very awful. Some free kicks and the corners were very awful. And since Alaba is playing into centre back, he's not able to doing the long passes and long because he had to see the defense and he has a job to do his work. And we were missing Tony Cruz like a hell. Like we don't know.
Yeah,
Like that was like making us think what will we do without Tony and Modric, obviously. And yeah, like I think if Tony gains and I don't expect that he will do a very great performance since he's came back from the injuries. But yeah, we'll do great. Like I can't assure that. Yeah, Tony Cruz is coming. Yeah, that match will be great.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't
Because
have I don't have any issues about the midfield and the attacks. All I have, like all the thing I have no trust in our defense. Like it can do anything. And even if we don't concede, that because of like Courtois, because he saved us many times. Like you can't like we can't be lucky one or two times. He can save us one, two, five, six, or seven, eight times, but you can't expect him to save us every time. Okay.
yeah, That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Thank you so much, Anika. So I'm seeing another comment here on the screen as well. So we have another comment from Janish. He's saying we have to sell at least 3 to 5 players next season. Who would you sell? Because there has been talk about Mbappe coming in free next season, maybe possibly going in for a lot Haaland because we didn't spend 200 million on Mbappe this season. Possibly Pogba coming in for free, and also talks about Antonio Rudiger maybe coming in for free as well from Chelsea. So, looking at those circumstances, do if you had to remove like 3 to 5 players or sell them off, who would you sell? Is basically Janice is asking here. So it's for Denuka. Denuka, your answer, please. Yeah.
So we have to remember that I think what three players are out of contract already, right? Next season. So we have Marcelo, whose contract expires next season. We have Isco, and we have Bale. So I don't see. So for Marcelo, it's pretty much. I think we all know it's the end of the road with Madrid, at least with Real Madrid. So I think Marcelo is gonna go, and Isco is gonna go definitely, and so is Bale. Other than that, on the chopping block, really, I don't see anyone else because Modric might call it a day because he's 36 now, right? Yeah, he's 36. And even last season, like he was always, his thing was always that, use him on a rotation basis. But it's just that with the record number of injuries we had last season, we could not do that. We had to rely on Zidane relied on Modric for almost every single match. So I think with Modric gone and the rest three definitely gone, we will be bolstering our defense for sure. And we do have, and we are definitely going to try and get Mbappe, I'm sure. But it's that whole dicey thing, right? Whether or not he'll come next season because things change in a span of months, not even like the whole season. By winter, he might not want to come back. So I think on Real Madrid's transfer targets, definitely we'll have Mbappe and Haaland because two very different players and definitely needed as well. And if you look at like Benzema is in the form of his life, of course. So, but then we've seen that. So Haaland again is an out and out striker, right? So it's not. It's going to be. Sort of you can still have options in Benzema, and we definitely need to increase our depth. So I see all of the people who are out of contract going out, and then the old guard sort of going out. And other than that, actively, I don't. Rodrigo might go out on loan, I think, and and then we have I think Ceballos and who's I think that we're going to sell Ceballos, I think, and I don't think Jovic is cutting it. So I think he's definitely going to be sold off as well. So, and I think that makes for like enough players to go out and bring the sort of bolstering we need in the midfield, forward, all areas of our squad.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what is going to happen. So yeah, a lot of talks about Haaland and Mbappe next year. So yeah, Govindra here is asking how about Haaland and Mbappe next year. Obviously, we do have Jovic as a backup. So do you think it's now or never for Jovic to prove his worth? Because he has been a little bit of disappointment in Real Madrid because he hasn't been able to score any goals this season. He has been in prominent goal scoring positions, but he hasn't been able to score. But so, do you think it's now or never for uh, Jovic because Haaland and Mbappe might come in next year? Anika.
I think it's a very tough situation for Jovic, but I think if he does great in this match, I don't think he will get any minutes. Like, but if he does great, I still am sure that he is going out next season, and I really want him like go out as I like. He is one of my favorite player, like not a Real Madrid favorite player. When I saw him in Frankfurt, obviously. I just want him to go in a club where he belongs, like where he can play um, as he wants. Okay, because
Yeah.
we saw him that the shots, he was unlucky and he couldn't finish, but that was not because only of unlucky. It was because he lacked confidence, obviously. And like if you are playing for Real Madrid, you really need to boost up your confidence. Like you are playing the you are playing for the best club in the world, and I don't think Jovic is that kind of player to be in Madrid team.
Okay.
So as we are like hoping and thinking we will rearrange our squad, and like since 3 or 5 players are going out, so we have to like buy some players and put them into the thing. So
Yeah.
I think Jovic is definitely going. Definitely, it's now on. It's not a now or never situation for
Okay.
him. It's definitely going.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make that, you
Yeah,
know,
obviously.
make it in Madrid. Obviously, he was a great player in Eintracht Frankfurt, but he couldn't bring his form back to Madrid. So yeah, I'm saying here another comment from Ananya. She's saying Benzema for Ballon d'Or. So how have you been impressed with Benzema this season? I mean, top assist provider, top goal scorer this season, literally carrying Madrid last season as well, this season as well. Do you think he has a genuine shot for Ballon d'Or this year, Danica?
If it were up to me, I would definitely give it. But yeah, I mean, who doesn't? He's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and he's, like I said, he's in the form of his life. I think it started like last season, and it's like for Real Madrid, he can do no wrong. He's had like what, one misplaced pass, I think, or one or two, and you have to really like sort of recall for that, you know. So absolutely phenomenal, amazing form. He has an amazing record, but we are still at the very early stages of the league, of the UEFA, the Champions League, La Liga, all of the different competitions. And I hate to say this, but if he had like an insane sort of run at the Euros, that would have sort of given him an edge. But unfortunately, France didn't really live up to the expectations there. So that kind of levels the playing field, I think, for all of the others who've been putting in, who have the potential and who have the chance to put in great performances for their clubs as well. Because I mean, Ronaldo is back at United, and he looks like a man on a mission to, sort of put United back on the map, and the whole narrative around, the son is back, and he's returned. And, so he's on a mission to prove that. And you so if it were up to me, and if I had to decide it based on like the present now, and if Benzema continues with this form and we manage to uh, win La Liga, and get to a very good stage in the Champions League and put in impressive performances, I think Benzema is right up there to be a very like a top contender for Ballon d'Or, definitely.
Yeah, of course. She is also saying if France wins the Nations League and Benzema win Ballon d'Or, I'm from future. Yeah, hopefully it's coming up because in
But,
this
and he
international.
managed to convince a coach who had like zero faith in him and dropped him for the World Cup. So hearing a
Yeah,
Yeah,
360 from that, I mean, that's something, right? That's some kind of
like
a movie inspiring story. Like a movie can be made on that. So
yeah.
yeah, so
that's
why
that's
not?
all of us.
Let's
That's
go
all
for
of
that.
us.
Exactly. Yeah, the coach had absolutely zero faith, and he came up and said, "Yeah, I will give it
Yeah.
to Benzema to Ballon d'Or."
Not only a yes, he said a big yes. That means he is a fan of Benzema right now, like
Yeah,
us,
obviously
obviously.
you can't be a fan of Benzema right now because he's playing on a totally different level.
Level.
Because
Yeah, obviously.
everyone thought that Real Madrid would struggle. Right now, Barcelona is struggling without Lionel Messi. That we can clearly see. Benzema was one of those players who took all the responsibilities for Madrid. Scored like 30 goals a season, 40 goals a season. At least he was the one we could all believe that would score, and still at the age of 34, he's still scoring, which is definitely a great thing. So, talking about
Yeah.
Frenchmen, we have another Frenchman here. That is Kamavinga. So, what's your opinion about Kamavinga signing? Is Sajito asking here. So, what would you like to answer, Anika? Are you impressed with how Kamavinga has started his Real Madrid career?
Obviously, like when you saw, like if we saw some players that he's like more into, is like a Madridista from the heart, even if he doesn't play for us from the start. And Kamavinga is more like that. He's more like a midfielder Mbappe for us. Like he's like, I didn't know like he'll do that great because I don't follow a French league that much, but he was one of the top wonder kid of Europe, obviously. And when I like heard about his struggle story, how he came to the French league, and how he chose Madrid over, like, you know,
Yeah,
PSG, United, and a lot of club, and the way he like connected with our squad, that was very very impressive.
yeah,
I just hope that he will start, like, obviously he will do great after some matches. I think he'll start, obviously. And I am very impressed with him till now. Okay, like I think is this is one of the still, like, after 5 or 6 years or 7 years, like we people will appreciate us, like just like we signed Tony Cruz, and he will we are signing like a Tony Cruz for us
yeah.
after some years. I really hope that.
Yeah. So the lineup is out as well. So Camavinga is starting, and
Oh,
Casemiro has been dropped out of the squad.
yeah.
Yes.
So Cruz is
Yeah.
also
Interesting.
starting, and also Nacho is playing as the left back.
It
Lucas
was
Vasquez
expected.
is on the right. So we are basically going with 4-4-2. So what's your thoughts on the lineup, Denuka?
I'm surprised with the so no surprises with Kroos because Ancelotti in his I think press conference or yeah the pre-match thing he said that Kroos would be starting, so I'm not surprised with Kroos, and I am surprised with Valverde actually. So I thought he would be going. I didn't think he would be going with like a full-man midfield, and I'm also surprised with the inclusion of Camavinga. Uh, so I would have thought he would have continued with the the old guard, so to speak. So I thought that it would be Casemiro, of course, and I did not think that Valverde would be in here either. So but yeah, I mean. This is very exciting, and Kamavinga definitely has proved to be like a really amazing signing, and he's had a great couple of matches so far. So not couple. He's had, I think he's made a difference in every match that he's come on.
Yeah.
So so yeah, so rightfully earned, I would say, and yes, it should be very interesting to see this. But no surprises in the defense because well, we all saw Vasquez
We had
being
no
included.
options.
And no, and also Vasquez was already included in the squad, so you kind of knew that he was going to be playing right back, and then we will have
Like
Nacho
Vasquez
move
is
to the
the
left.
second most like he's not a right back, but
He had to
if you
become.
think, hey, yeah, you had to become. And if
All
you
of
think
last
about
season,
that,
he bailed us out, so he has earned the
obviously.
right, I would say.
And
And
I think
yeah,
this
he's
is the,
not.
yeah, you go.
Sorry, no. So he's. I would think that I would still prefer that over Valverde dropping back because I didn't. I think that didn't work out at all because it does not allow Valverde to play in his natural role, and that was catastrophic. I think so. I would still prefer this formation where Vasquez plays alongside in the defense with Nacho on the left and Alaba and Militao as our centre backs.
Yeah.
So.
So, so Sachin here is asking that Nacho as left
Mhm.
back struggles a little. Thoughts on that? Because normally Miguel he is doing a great job as well. So, Anika, do you think Nacho is not a suitable left back option right now, and we should have gone with Miguel Gutierrez, who has been playing superbly this season? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Nacho is really like he's not a good left back, and we saw him when he played as a left back. He just struggles a lot. But I think um, Carlo obviously has some plan. That's why he wanted to give Nacho, wanted to see Nacho how he does in left back once again. I think that's why he's doing that. Yeah, we can't really start Miguel since it was Espanyol, but I
Okay.
think he wants to improve Miguel as a senior left back so that he can use him in the like against the big matches. As that's what I think. I don't know. That's what I think because like not starting him in like obviously Spaniel is. I don't want to say like not a strong team, but yeah, obviously they are uh, almost in the bottom of the La Liga table right till now. So I think he has some plans, and let's see what he can does. And I also think that Miguel is very suitable left back if he comes from the subs. He do
Uh,
make a because he's a young, and when he came, it will be that's what we need us when he came from the substitutes. It's like they bring up energy, more energy things on that time because after 60 minutes and 70 minutes the field become very tired, so they can like bring something good if they come as substitutes. That's what I
all
think.
right. Yeah. Yeah, that is actually what happens during the match as well. Obviously, first leg do play their part as well. So yeah, we are almost about time when we are gonna watch Real Madrid. It's not even 25 minutes left, so we'll be wrapping up this session. So Denuka, I'd like to start asking about your experience today. How was your overall experience participating in our show?
It was very, very amazing. I was very excited for this because I'd heard so much about your Kenya and Nepal, and I have done a previous session with Bangladesh, with Kenya Madridista de Bangladesh. So it just I love participating in these because I get to meet Madridistas from all around the world, and it's so nice to see the same kind of passion being shared across the world. And we all speak like this one common language, and it's very heartening to see. And I always love sort of interacting with Madridistas all around the world. And Nepal, before coming on the show, because you've had Gopal previously, and you've had the Nagpur Penya people. So I've heard so much about Nepal. So I was very glad that I was able to make it today, and that I had this opportunity to interact with you guys, and also interact with Bangladesh again. I'm so happy to meet Anika, who's a new face for me. So it's really heartening to see Madridismo worldwide. So thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I hope we have a great match. Espanyol, I think we tend to boss them, so I'm optimistic that we will come back today and we have a point to prove. So let's do this. Hala Madrid.
Thank you so much. That was very a nice comment from you. So thank you so much. So Anika, I'd like to ask about your experience as well. How was the overall experience for you today?
So this is the first time I have like been a podcast with international supporters, and I was very excited. I just told my family about that. I just told my friends about that. They were very excited, and like they know my family and my friends. They really know how much I'm passionate about Real Madrid, so they really appreciate that. And obviously I have seen you, I have seen Dhenuka, and that like Dhenuka is like my when I saw him doing the podcast with Penia Madridista Bangladesh, I just wanted to share a platform with her. It's like she's like my you know one type of idol because I do
You're too
idolize
kind.
someone. I really like her, and I saw your videos. Jenny, one of my friend, told me about you, and I just like and I didn't know how what I did, how I did, but it was a very great honor for me that I could share my experience and my thoughts with you guys. And that was I don't know how to say, but that was a very great honor for me. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
me this
Thank you so
show.
much for your kind words. The pleasure is all ours, as I always say, because it's all about sharing our passion between each other, connected, getting to know each other well, and sharing the same passion that we all have. Thank you so much. It was a very lovely time to chat with you people, and I'm definitely sure that we are going to have a lot of podcasts in upcoming days, and I'm hopeful that you guys will be here again to support us because we've got El Clasico coming up, we've got Madrid Derby coming up, we hopefully we'll have Champions League final coming up. Who knows? So
Yes.
yeah, those during those times we tend to invite a lot of people from all around the world because the excitement level is on on the next level. So thankful. Hopefully, we'll do better this season. Hopefully, we'll win the league. We'll definitely will go to Champions League final. Hopefully, so let's see what happens. So thank you so much, and have a great night. And hopefully, Real Madrid will win tonight. Thank you so much. I'll
Thanks.
connect
Thank you
with
so
you
much.
guys later.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
All right.
Thank you so much
Hala
for coming.
Madrid.
Ala
Hala Madrid.
Madrid.
Thank you so much. Hala Madrid. Thank you to our wonderful guests from Bangladesh and India. It was great chatting with them. So now it's time for the quiz. So you guys will get an opportunity to answer in the comment section. Whoever gets the answer right first will win 200 rupees voucher from us. So the question is this. So the question is, who scored the only goal when we faced Espanyol last time in La Liga? So the clock has started. Whoever gets the answer first will win 200 rupees. So yeah, I can see some of the comments coming here, but I haven't seen the right answer. So the question is, who scored the only goal when we faced Spaniel last time? So I think I have got the right answer here. The right answer is Casemiro. Yes, Casemiro scored the only goal when we faced Espanyol last time. It was away at Espanyol as well. Today he has been benched. Hopefully he will come in as a substitute and score if we need to win the match. And hopefully Real Madrid will win the game. So Suyok, please contact us in our page or just contact me directly in Messenger. We'll get your prize sorted as well. So thank you so much, guys. It was wonderful having you all. Those comments were amazing. Our guests, I think, have really appreciated your comments as well. Thank you for your lovely words. And as always, we'll be back again after the international break. Till then, keep safe, keep happy, and hopefully Real Madrid will win. And you guys will all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Good night and Hala Madrid.